Olympia Soiree.
What's good, everybody? Mid-Morning Soul back at it again with another playthrough part to Olympia Soiree.
そろそろ夜も更けてきたな。いや、別に眠いわけでなく、布団の上に横たわりたくならないか。俺と一緒に。
Okay, that's probably Riku. Alright, y'all. Yep. I give you the benefit of that doubt. Last chapter I goofed. I hate that. I hate it. But I'd rather find out what's the bad ending. So folks, yeah, this chapter called Left Out. I wish I would have left out the wrong choice, but it is what it is. Let's see what this chapter is talking about. And as a heads up, I will try to play this throughout the week if I don't have enough. Like, I try to play enough for enough videos to last a week, but because it is AGDQ or Awesome Games Done Quick 2022, it might be a short hiatus, especially if like the runs I'm coming up on are good runs. So yeah, y'all. And then also my job is requiring that we put in some extra hours, put in some extra cases. So that's going to take a little bit of time. I do have Monday off, but again, like I said, AGDQ is happening. So there probably is going to be a hiatus, just a week hiatus for World's End Club, and like however many days that I fall short on for Olympia Soiree. So folks, sorry for that little interlude, but that's just my channel update. Ugh, my voice cracks. Let's get it on. Ah, baby. Left out. 2 letters to the Red District today. But before I go, good morning, Tsukuyomi.
今日も元気そうだね、愛し子よ。
Ah, look at him smile. Good to see you, not Dad. I do feel well most days. There's actually something I wanted to ask you, Tsukuyomi.
お前が知りたいこととは?
Tsukuyomi, did you know my father? Oh shit. Tsukuyomi's thin lips moved slightly. From the looks of it, maybe I shouldn't have asked. You don't need to tell me if you don't want to.
なぜ今さら?
I wanted to use my father as an example for the type of husband I should choose.
ああ、そうだったね。砂の城を波に壊され、海に八つ当たりして泣いた幼子が婿とは。時の流れは早いね。
I sort of remember that. This was why I couldn't fight Tsukuyomi, because he'll bring up embarrassing shit, much like a father would, or just a parent, whatever. He remembered every little misdeed from my childhood. I wasn't able to learn anything about my father after what happened on my 5th birthday. Or maybe I simply forgot. I mean, now that I think about it, yep. I don't even know his name.
名を忘れた男だったからね。
The hell? Ma, you wanna explain this? The fuck? You got a amnesiac? Huh?
天女島に打ち上がったあの男は記憶を失っていたのだ。
My father had what?
自分がどこから来たのか、どんな名なのか、全く覚えていなかった。
My heart was racing with anticipation. It was as if a door that had been tightly shut for so many years was suddenly opening. So, what color was his hair? Was he tall? Did he have a beard or any other features like it?
髪の色は確か黒だったな。
Ooh? Which means he's from the black color class?
かもしれない。
So my father couldn't remember his name at all?
思い出したようだが、僕に名乗る前にいなくなった。
Man, what sort of fuck shit is this? With that, the door mercilessly shut again. I see.
白夜。
Yes. Tsukuyomi suddenly called me by my true name. He had only used it a few times in the past. What is it?
18を迎えたお前に話すべきことを思い出したのだよ。白の女が婿を取るという意味を。
I felt an ominous stirring in my chest. Tsukuyomi's expression was the same as usual, but his smile seemed unusually threatening.
白亜がお前に話したことがあったはずだ。天女島の女が魂の半身と巡り合い、愛し愛された時に力を得ることができると。
Yes, I've heard that.
天女島の女は婿となった男から色を得ることができるのだよ。
Color?
そしてそれをあの舞と共にアマテラスに捧げることにより太陽が輝く。
Sun?
そうそう、あなたに素敵なことを教えてあげる。私たち天女島の女にはすごい秘密があるの。
Good thing eye rolls aren't audible.
魂の半身と巡り合って愛し愛された時、あなたはその人の色に染まり力を得ることができる。
Wait, so that's what that means? Or meant?
お前は疑問に思ったことがなかったかい？なぜあのドーマが黄泉の者の将を糧としたか。
My body went tense.
太陽は色、魂なくしては輝かない。天女島の女たちは男から色を得て、それを太陽の糧とする。今の天狗島では人の子の魂を将とし、それを捧げることにより太陽を輝かせる。形は違えど理屈は同じ。この世界の太陽は遥か昔から人の子の魂、色によって輝いていたのだよ。
Tsukuyomi?
納得がゆくだろう。なぜ石化の際により太陽が陰ったのか。
A shiver. A sudden chill ran down my spine.
あれは女たちがこの世界を捨てたからだ。そして残された幼いお前一人では その役目を担えなかったからだ。
Me, alone.
あの時のお前はまだ他の女たちのように色を得ることができなかったからね。
But
つまりお前が婿を取るということはまさしく日の光を祭り守ることなのだ。
huh? Wait.
もちろんこのことを知る者は少ない。だが今日からお前はその胸に刻み白の女としての役目を果たすのだよ。
Of course. I'll try my best, but
それがこの世界の断りなのだ。
honestly, I was still in a daze. I couldn't seem to absorb everything I just heard. The way of this world? But offering my prayers to the sun comes naturally to me. That I have never questioned the source of the power behind it. But colors have been used this way for ages?
愛し子よ、驚いたと思うが、これは天女島の女が18を迎えた時に皆伝えられることなのだ。白亜の代わりに僕が伝えた。
I see.
お前がどんな男を婿に選ぶのか楽しみにしているよ。
This all feels so unreal. I wasn't thinking of what I heard as a lie. What Tsukuyomi said did make sense, and he explained to me what I wanted to know. All this time, it was colors that have kept the sun shining brightly. If that was the case... Yep, sorry. Regardless of Doma's intention, he used the show of those Yomi because he couldn't use a show of those on the surface. All because they were already dedicated to the construction of the Amano Mihashira. But there are also Ko and Otsu show on the surface.
黄泉に日は差さぬ。あの者たちは死して眩しい輝きのもとにたどり着くのだ。
Wait, so Doma is actually treating their souls with respect? That can't be right. I mean, it's him! I looked up at the brilliant shrine gate towering over me. I was told that Lord Hiruko ordered that it be built, but for what purpose? If all the show on the surface were instead offered to the sun, it would surely ensure the sun's stability far into the future.
地上の者たちの魂でヒルコ様とやらの鳥居を作る。そして黄泉の者たちの魂で太陽を輝かせる。一体どっちが名誉なんだろうな。
Perhaps Akaza and Kuroba still didn't know the deeper meaning behind why the women of the white needed to find husbands.
それがこの世界の断りなのだ。
The way of this world. If that's true, then what does honor really mean in this world? After my letter inspection, I arrived at the Red District. Now that I'm done with my deliveries, what should I do? What am I thinking? It's obvious that I should be doing, or it's obvious what I should be doing. Tsukuyomi went to all that trouble to remind me of my role, so I should find a husband as soon as I can.
いつもは僕一人だから、あなたがいてくれる分だけ二人は安らかだよ。大丈夫。あなたのおかげで二人は幸せになれる。
His face from back then returned to mine. Mourning the dead alone was just a part of his life. I think I'll go back to that beach. As I had done that day, I somehow persuaded a reluctant coachman to take me to Corpse Beach. None of them seemed to want to go near there. Sure, it was a bit eerie, but I wouldn't say it was defiled or filthy or like some others would. Huh? Isn't that... I disembarked the carriage and walked a bit, seeing a familiar figure up ahead. Good afternoon, soldier. Oh, Riku, what the fuck? There was a hint of sorrow in his voice. I froze for a moment, but immediately pretended not to notice. What a beautiful day it is, wouldn't you say?
なぜあなたがこのような場所に
He is gonna wonder that. I was about to ask you the same thing.
金じゃないんですよ。あそこはこの島で一番恐ろしくて汚れた場所なんですから。
置軸がここで弔われたと聞いて
Oh, fellow blue. I finally understood why he had tears in his eyes. Rather, I hope that was the reason. Yeah, I think he's a big old softie, so sure. Yes, that's right. He was sent off into the sea with a flower wreath.
花冠
He looked around the area. The place is filled with so many flowers ready to be picked. I don't think, yeah, he doesn't give a damn. Riku crouched down and began to pick the flowers around him with tremendous haste. When one hand was full, he stood up, walking to the edge of the shore, and threw the flowers with all his might into the sea.
俺は花冠など編めない
You could ask me. I would have helped you. That's all right. The red, blue, and yellow flatters. What the fuck? I read the two. Bleh. The red, blue, and yellow flowers scattered for a moment, drifting further out before eventually disappearing under the surface one by one.
つまらない噂だと思っていました
Huh?
置軸は同じ黄泉の警ら隊で真面目で年も近くそれなりに話していたつもりでした
That's right. Okijiku was with the blue.
でもそんなこと俺には何も言わなかっただから噂を耳にした時も俺は信じなかったそんなことをするやつではないと思ったなのに死んでしまった堅物で思い詰めやすい性格でだから無理心中をしたのだと皆が言って
I looked away, pretending not to see his tears. But through my eyes, I saw my own vision blurry.
せめて一言でも相談してくれたならと思いましたが言ったところでどうにもなりませんね色相がある限りは
Is he? Was he my enemy or my ally? At the very least, he came all this way out here for Okijiku, and even shed tears for him. He came to the beach that everyone else treated as filth. About that, why don't you start doing what you can? Wait, why don't you start with doing what you can? Sorry. You don't want to cry anymore, right? Why don't we think of something we can do?
何を言い出すかと思えば
His shoulders sank with disappointment.
色相は色相、しきたりはしきたり、変えることなどできないに決まっているでしょう。
Yes, they can. Hell, in your route, you was thinking otherwise too. Well, fine then.
おい、
Thank you for picking the flowers. I'm sure your flowers made it to them. I'm just repeating what Himuka said to me. And yawning in the process. Oh my gosh. Bad idea, Sasha. If you will excuse me.
待て、そんなことは絶対に他の軍部の者に言うなよ。
I would never say that to just anyone.
人を選ぶなら、なぜ俺に
Because you came to this beach. I thought that you would be able to understand since you came here to pay your respects. He looked down for a moment, then quickly looked up again.
オランピア、あなたはいつもそのように悪巧みをなさる。それではとても放っておけません。何かするときには必ず俺か赤座に相談を。わかりましたか？
Well, that's rude, saying I plot and scheme. But now I know he's on my side. I haven't decided on what to do just yet. But when I do, I'll be sure to ask you first.
慎重に検討してください。くれぐれも。
Oh, thank you, I will. I will. Well, I should get going. See you.
また。
I walked along the beach with a sliver of hope. Even if I can't bring change at once, it can be done one step at a time. With the help of people I can trust, I'm sure it will happen someday. Excuse me. Mio and Okijiku would never return. I didn't want people to shed any more tears. I'm deviating from my husband's search again. Despite my guilt, I had to laugh about it. Maybe I'll go look for Himuka this afternoon. Y'all talking shit about my man already.
オランピア様はたぶらかされているんじゃ。
あの方が白になったら太陽はどうなるんだろう。弔い屋を遠ざける方法はないのか。
If you're gonna gossip, you should be more aware of your surroundings. I'll just pretend I didn't hear any of that. As I was about to cross the plaza, I felt a tap on my shoulder.
お姉さん。
Hi, Toki. Ah. He looked around us and spoke in a hushed tone.
昨日ここで大変だったらしいね。
It was nothing. Oh, don't get me wrong. Himuka was just trying to save me from someone.
うん、そうなんだろうね。ただ、その。
Tokisada looked around again, then moved closer to my ear.
あのさ。
ヒムカと仲良くなったの？
I felt a bit sad seeing Tokisada's confusion. Did he also see Himuka in a bad light like the others did?
あ、嫌いなわけじゃないよ。バカにしてるんでもない。悪い人だなんてこれっぽっちも思ってないんだ。
Oh god. Bad idea.
でもこう僕たちと違う感じがしない？ほら、まれびとみたいっていうか。
That's what the hell I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's an outsider. Huh?
あ、その顔。お姉さんは周囲にまれびとがたくさんいるから何とも思わないんだろうけど、でも僕の勘がそう言ってる。僕は昔から勘はいいんだよ。実はヒムカもまれびとだと思う。
それもあるけど、遠い昔、長い間船でずっとさまよっていたことがあって、だから海にいるとどうしようもなく寂しくなる。
Wait, is he really? Damn it. I really think he is as well. I don't think that's a stretch. Let's go for it. Come to think of it, he's always been a rather unique person ever since we met. You know, I think you might be right.
でしょ？でしょ？
Even though Tokisada's was sort of forcing the idea onto me, I had no evidence to deny what he was saying outright.
お姉さん、最近よく話してるよね。こっそり確かめてみてよ。
Tokisada, is there a reason why you're interested in knowing whether Himuka's an outsider or not?
え？
Tokisada looked down and started playing with his collar.
友達になりたいなって。
Oh, you can ask it. Well, I don't know. Himuka was like probably standoffish by himself.
年の近いまれびとの友達ができたら嬉しいなって。
Oh, friend, I was relieved to see Tokisada's bashfulness. It seemed his earlier confusion was shyness all along.
いや、次元殿たちは尊敬してるよ。でも気楽に話せないし。
I don't blame him.
今は少し近づくのが怖いけど、できれば仲良くなりたいんだよ。
I'm starting to think it's a good idea for Himuka to have friends too.
というわけでお姉さん、もし分かったらこっそり教えてね。
Sure thing. After parting with Tokisada, I headed to Yomi.